welcome back to This Is Why We're Not Okay. My name is Abby.
My name's Aubrey.
And this is the only show where we taste test slugs and be able to tell you if they are invasive just by the taste.
I don't believe that's true. I'll have to check with my...
that is completely true.
With my manager. I'm looking over right now.
That is so true.
And,
OSHA said so. OSHA said so.
They're shaking their head no.
OSHA said so.
Okay.
I need you to trust me. I'm betting on our entire friendship for you to trust me on that.
Sure, man. Yeah. Okay. Welcome to a special wartime episode of This Is Why We're Not Okay. I am reporting live from the safety of my home. Abby is reporting live from the center of a United States firing range.
Yeah, I'm about to be shot.
Give us an update.
Firing squad.
Apropos of nothing, I'd like to give you a really brief history lesson, Abby.
Yeah.
In
You're
2005,
kind of creeping me out. Are we at war or something?
Apropos of nothing, in 2005, George H.W. Bush, President of the United States, in conjoinment with Israel, declared war on Iraq, claiming that its leader was a dictator and that they were hiding weapons of mass destruction or nuclear warheads, evidence for which had never materialized. Israel.
Oh, Israel and the United States teamed up against Iraq?
Evidence of which never materialized. Saddam Hussein never had any weapons of mass destruction that we are aware of. They were running the war under false pretenses. This caused a massive spur of anti-American sentiment to wash over the world. Hundreds of thousands of men died for seemingly no reason. And that was the war in Iraq. Anyway,
back in the
nearly
90s
20 years
80s.
later, this was 2005.
Oh, you mean his son?
Yeah, George H.W. George W. Not George H.W. Sorry, I'm stupid.
Okay, because
George
I was
W.
confused. Saddam Hussein was the leader of Iraq?
Yes.
Oh, I always thought... Okay, never mind.
Completely coincidentally, not related to that previous statement at all, in 2025, United States President Donald Trump, in conjunction with Israel, has declared war on Iran, claiming that they have weapons of mass destruction and nuclear warheads that there is no evidence for.
So America did a strike.
Yeah, America did a strike on, quote, nuclear weapons facilities, but there's literally no proof that those exist. So I'm not quite sure what they bombed, but, you know, I'm sure we'll figure it out eventually.
Yeah, I also find it very interesting, not related to that which you just said in previous sentences, but Iran and Iraq are actually pretty close together. They kind of border each other, right?
Yeah.
So they have a lot of history together and a lot of, I would assume, sure, maybe some biases, but more connections to each other since they border each other. So there's a lot of camaraderie, perhaps I would say. Not the best, but more so just, you know, they know each other.
This is going to be a really fucked situation that's going to be happening for a little bit.
Yeah. Also not related to what
great.
I just said, or what you have just said.
Yeah.
There was like a hot mic moment after like fucking Trump's stupid ass floppy dick birthday parade. And
yeah,
because it was a flop, and no one showed up, and well, people who weren't paid to be there, right?
No.
He like said he had like a hot mic moment, and he was talking about like getting Kim Jong-un into the White House, like to meet him. You didn't see this?
I did.
Oh my god. Type it in, look it up. It's like it's him like talking to someone about like, can we get him to see, like, to have him visit the White House?
That's insane.
So that's wild. Yeah. And that's the guy who's got nuclear codes. So
it's so awesome.
But in better news, the No Kings protests are probably like the largest protests in U.S. history.
Oh, yes.
So
potentially the largest protests in North American history.
Yeah. So
it's insane. It's so Yeah. No,
Also,
it's great. I love politics. Yeah.
Also, in reference to politics, I just thought this was fun. A nice little glimmer of Gen Z hope, or perhaps spite, in the face of all that is happening. Protesters are chucking glitter at unmasked, unidentified ICE agents whenever they come to town so that people know who they are.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So I like that. And it's like the super fine glitter too, the ones that you can't get out of. You're like, you can't fully get rid of it.
Oh, wait, hold on. I know what you're referencing. That's not true.
That's not true?
I am sorry to report live on the podcast that you have eaten the onion. That was...
Are you actually serious?
Yes.
Wait, no, I thought that was real.
Nope, that was from The Hard Times, which is a parody news channel.
God damn it. That sounds like a Gen Z thing to do, though.
Yeah, I was
Throwing
spaced out.
glitter bombs
I was
at
spaced
ICE
out for a second
agents?
because I didn't hear it, but no, that's not true, unfortunately.
God damn it. There is no hope. Like, what am I supposed to, like, get through the week with?
Cocaine.
We, on this channel, do not endorse the use of those illicit substances, but for the sake of comedy, yes, give me cocaine.
We on the show endorse weed and booze and tea.
Weed, booze, and tea.
Yeah,
WBT.
I'm on a lot of medication right now.
Because you just got diagnosed with the
I developed...
autism.
Oh, true. Thanks for stealing my thunder, by the way.
Oh shit! Right. She got a
yacht. I have been diagnosed officially with autism spectrum disorder. It's pretty awesome. I'm not on any drugs for that.
Input applause, editor. Woo!
Editor, put in exactly 0.8 seconds of applause, and then 2 full seconds of booing. Thank you. Yeah, I went to a room, and there was a woman in the room, and she asked me a lot of questions, and it was very strange.
She asked you to take off your clothes?
No. That would be malpractice.
There was a woman in the room that I went to go into.
In the room. The rubber room. With the
rubber room. In the room that makes you old.
In the room that makes you rubber with rats.
In the room that makes you tism.
Yeah, I wasn't autistic until I went into the room, and now I am.
She said, I wanted to ask you some questions. Presses a button, and she's like, boop. There you go. Now you got it. Go out there and get that welfare.
Some of the questions were really weird. She asked me to demonstrate how I brush my teeth. And that was kind of awkward.
Wait. Are you actually serious?
Yeah.
Demonstrate how you brush your teeth.
Yeah, she gave me like colored blocks and then told me to make patterns with them. And not to brag or anything, but I aced it.
You aced. I need to actually ask you genuinely, because I thought that was like just a stereotype for if you want to like see if someone has like autism or like AuDHD, like autism and ADHD.
Yeah.
That's a question they ask about demonstrating how you brush your teeth.
Yeah.
How did you actually answer that?
I just demonstrated visually and then explained, and then...
No, like, what did you demonstrate? Did you just show, like, the brush in your hand, like, in your mouth?
Like, improv. I, like, had, like, a pretend brush and, like, showed how I'd normally brushed my teeth. And I do but did you show, like, just in your mouth? Or did you demonstrate, like, oh, here's the toothpaste going on my brush. Oh, here's the brush. I didn't do that. Why are you so intent on this line of questioning?
Because I was asked this question. Like, here's the thing. Yeah. There was someone, like, on TikTok where it's like, demonstrate how you would brush your teeth. And I just thought it was, like, a dumb high school joke about sucking dick, right?
No, that's an ASD test thing.
Oh, my God. Because I really internalized that question, where it's like, how do they expect people to normally answer that question?
Yeah, I do a thing... I do a thing with the toothbrush where after I'm done, I like put it to my mouth and then suck in to get the water out and then spit that into the sink. And I told that to her and said, I don't know if that's like weird, And she was like, no, I've heard a lot of people say that they do that. And I was like, oh, okay, thank God. I'm not, it's like not a weird thing to do. And then hours later, I like had moment of clarity where it's like her job is to talk to people who have like potentially diagnosed with autism. So of course you would hear about that a lot. So it's like, oh, no, that is a kind of a weird thing to do, I think.
The first time, this is why I'm so into this, is that because the first time, like, when I saw that question, like, hopped up online, I was genuinely curious about where they were going. And so I genuinely considered the question about how I would answer it, and I would, like, mime it from, like, the moment I had, like, the toothbrush and, like, the toothpaste, squeezing the toothpaste onto the toothbrush, and I would be describing how I'm brushing my teeth.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
As well as miming it. So I'd say, like, okay, so, like, I used to do, like, this kind of brushing, but, like, I talked to my dentist and they were like, that's kind of wrong. There's, like, gum deformation. So I actually just, like, flick the toothbrush up and down on my teeth and stuff, and I walk around the room. Because I can't be still.
You walk around the room while you're brushing?
Yeah, I walk around. Because I can't stand still and look in the mirror.
I don't know if you have autism. I'm not a doctor about that. There's no fucking chance in hell that you don't have ADHD. I would bet my fucking life that you have ADHD. There's not a doubt in my mind.
Don't tell me this. I thought you were gonna say autism because, like, I don't know if I have
there's
autism.
Like no way. There's no way you're not ADHD. Like I said, I was talking to Mom last time you were here. You said that you weren't diagnosed with ADHD, and I was like, oh, I thought you would have been. And I talked to Mom about it. I said, Abby's not ADHD, apparently, and she looked at me shocked and was like, what?
Not diagnosed.
Yeah.
No, but, like, that's what I do. Like, I
not to brag or anything.
Not to brag, but I can clock that shit.
Not to brag, but in Perceptual Reasoning Index, which is the ability to evaluate visual details, apply visual spatial reasoning, and understand visual spatial relationships, I scored in the 98th percentile.
In terms of pattern recognition and visuals?
What I just described, yeah. So I am the, like, top 98% of people in that test.
Huh. Maybe that's why I keep asking the same questions over and over again. I keep asking what it is you said after you just said it, because I can't fully pay attention. It's like, I heard you.
Because I'm a fucking mega genius.
But then it's like, I need to be sure that I heard you correctly, so I ask you, like, because of what? Or, like, wait, what did you say? Because, like, it's like I don't trust my own ears.
I will say, for somebody going into a career in, like, authorship, this is bad. In essay composition, measuring sentence formulation skills, I got 12 out of 100.
So you can't speak. You can't form sentences.
Apparently I can't write essays, which I don't think that's right. I think it was just because I was under a time crunch.
I mean, whatever. No one can write essays. I can't really write essays.
Essays suck.
Either.
I love writing. Essays suck.
Essays suck. Unless it's an essay that, like, you are super into. Because wasn't it, like, you are making a YouTube video, like a YouTube essay video about something that you're really into? Like, it's called Sonic or something?
Written so many, like, video scripts that have been put in the back burner just because I don't like recording.
The thing is, I'm not good with essays, but, like, I also say this as, like, a person who, like, loves fan fiction and is currently writing a fan fiction. So, wow. I don't know where that puts me.
What's your AF3? We can put it in the description.
You know I can't
link
do
that to your full name forever.
You silly goose. You know I can't do that. I can't disclose.
Anyway, what I was going to say before the autism thing, I have developed allergies. My throat has been sore for a week. I've been congested. I've been coughing like crazy. I've developed what seemingly, again, not a doctor, I don't know, I seem to have developed allergies to oak pollen, which is really great that there's not a massive oak tree in my backyard or anything, because that would be really bad for me if there was, right?
Don't tell them. They're going to find your address.
Yeah. Oh, there's only one person in all of Eastern Canada that has an oak tree in their backyard. I've just given it away.
Okay, so here's the thing.
Yeah.
I kind of understand how allergies can develop when you're older. Although part of me, like, in my mind, evolutionarily, that doesn't make sense, because why would you develop allergies when you're older?
Well,
That doesn't matter.
You start allergic to the thing. You just don't show symptoms. Only symptoms develop later. It's weird. Like, that's what happens with wasps. Like, every time you get stung by a wasp, if you're allergic, the reaction gets worse every time.
Yeah, that's the shit thing. The thing is that, like, I kind of get it, because I'm not diagnosed with any kind of, like, fully allergy type of things. Like, I have not been medically cleared for saying, like, hey, you're actually allergic to this or this.
Yeah, well, me neither,
but I know that, like the obvious shit, like dust, pollen, and cats. That's what kind of gives me, like, that, like, it's, you know, like the runny nose, the really bad, like, itchy, welled up eyes, and, like, just sneezing, and, like, especially when I'm around long-haired cats. The reaction is really bad. So, I mean, I'm fine with dogs, but cats, it seems to be, especially long-haired cats, which is a damn shame, because I kind of like cats, too.
Cats
as well as dogs.
Cats are better than dogs, IMHO. That might be a controversial opinion among the stupid and weak. Oh, well, that's so interesting,
because I have Mabel on the line. I have Mabel right here with me live.
No, I'll say it to her face. Mabel's dumb as shit. She's...
She heard what you
just said. She's got mud between her ears.
All she's doing right now is she heard you, and she's just drooling right now. She doesn't know where she is. She's rebooting.
She barely understands her own name, man. I love that dog. She is dumber than a sack of fucking rocks. She was scared of her own reflection for 6 full years.
Oh my god, not even Osito was that dumb.
She could not understand that her reflection was not another dog for a long time.
Oh my god. I just don't think my dog cared. Because she was in front of mirrors a few times. She didn't give a fuck.
Yeah. Your dog was badass, though.
But no, she wasn't. She chased cats every moment she got. She fucking hated them. She hated other dogs. Every time she was in the car or in the house and she would see a dog out the window, she'd go fucking crazy, and it was annoying as hell.
Antisocial behavior.
Antisocial narcissist.
Oh,
antisocial narcissist.
Oh, dear God. Oh, what are we talking about today?
All
right, I have 2 things. I have 2 things, potentially 3 things if one of them doesn't pan out.
Also, just one more thing before we move on.
Yeah.
I love how, like, you, at this point in time, I don't know if we've mentioned this to each other before. Like, at this point, you said, like, you clock. Like, there's no way you're not ADHD. Your mom clocked. There's no way she's not ADHD.
Yeah. The 2 people with ADHD have told you.
But then the moment I met you, the moment I walked into theater class and sat next to you, or, like, sat near you, or whatever the fuck, and we started talking, and we were having a good time, I'm like, there's no way she doesn't have autism. There's no way.
That's what everyone has said. That's what everyone said. I was telling my friend Josh.
There's no way you don't have ADHD. And you told me, like, the first or second day, like, hey, I have ADHD, so sorry if I'm talking weird. And you kept apologizing for that. And I was like, don't worry about it. I kind of talk like that, too, which should have been the first sign for me. But
I will say,
I was like, there's no way she doesn't have ADHD or autism or both.
Yeah.
There's no way, because I get along great with this person.
Here we are. I will say,
here we are.
One of the diagnostic criteria, it says
25
there's like a big
years
list.
Later.
There's a big we have not known each other for 25 years. I am not 40 years old. Don't say that.
But we will be.
No.
Hey, 40-year-old me, if you're listening to this, what are you doing? Get out.
There's a whole list
Stop
of
being
things.
Cringe.
There's a whole list of things on the back that are like indicators of autism spectrum disorder on the sheet. And one of them is tendency to interrupt and lack of ability to go with the flow of a conversation. So, oops.
I guess we're both guilty of that, because I can't... Because, I'm sorry, to anyone who has never listened to this podcast.
We both interrupt each other constantly.
All the time, because we both just have shit to say.
Time.
And, like, there are so many times where, not just when we're talking like this for the podcast, or when we're, like, just talking to each other in general, it's always stuff like, yeah, and so, what? Oh, yeah, what?
Yep.
And, like, just constant, like, interrupting, and both of us, a moment of silence, and then we both go, like, oh, that must mean we're free to talk, and then we keep talking over each other.
I'm trying to get better at the interrupting thing, but, you know.
Same. Yeah.
That's the other thing. Another thing I didn't think was a big deal. When I got to, like, high school, first of all, like, middle school, I could never sit comfortably in chairs. I always sat weird. Like, both of my feet were firmly up on the chair, so I was, like, resting my chin on both my knees. And that's how
like
I
your
sat
legs
in,
were
like,
curled
grade 8.
up?
Yeah, that's how I sat. And that's still how I sit sometimes when I'm, like, editing.
Oh my god.
Like, one leg flat on the chair, the other, like, knee up by my chin. That's just how I sit sometimes. Since, like, high school, for some reason, I just started sitting down in the shower. I do not like standing up in the shower. And apparently that is an indicator of ADHD, autism. And I didn't know that.
My thing is, well, in terms of the shower, my thing is kind of the opposite. Like, I kind of have to move in some way. Like, I can't be still in that, like, I can only if I'm, like, facing the shower and, like, the water's falling on me and I can just kind of, like, stop and kind of relax. But, like, I'm always kind of, like, I'm shifting on my feet. I'm, like, bending around, stretching and stuff like that. I can't really be still. But I also don't really like crouching. Like curling up into a ball with my feet on the ground and, like, my chin to my knees and my knees to my chest and stuff like that. I used to love doing that when I was a kid, though. Like,
That's
after a
so
shower
ADD,
or after a
insane.
bad. What?
That's so ADD, it's insane.
Isn't ADD disproven?
Well, yeah, sorry. ADD and ADHD are now the same thing.
Okay.
So all those kids who acted like they're better than me for having ADD and not ADHD, fuck you.
They're all the same now, bitches.
We all have ADHD now. All you people out there who were like autistic and you're like anti-Asperger's, guess what? Asperger's is autism now, you fuck ass.
I thought it already was. I thought it was in the first place, and they just got rid of the name Asperger's.
There were two different things. They're now the same thing.
I always thought they were the same thing because that's what my brother was diagnosed with, and I was like, oh yeah, Asperger's is a type of autism. It's on the spectrum.
It is now, and we don't call it that anymore because the guy it was named after was rather controversial.
Oh. My brother got duped. Sorry to that man. Sorry to my brother.
The same reason we don't use the Heimlich maneuver anymore.
What?
Because we don't call it the Heimlich maneuver because that's the last name of the guy who invented it, and the guy who invented it was a eugenicist and supported the Nazi party. So don't call it the Heimlich maneuver anymore.
What do we call it?
I don't remember.
The shut up and don't choke move.
The stop choking dumb bitch.
But, like, the process is still the same? Like, people still use it? Like, that's still in practice?
Yeah. I can't remember.
I was going to say, I was like...
Upward thrust, I think it's called.
Like, I did so many first aid classes where that maneuver is, like, paramount for adults and shit.
Yep.
Like, what? But, what the hell was I going to say? I think a lot of reasons for why I'm not actually diagnosed is all of that was placed upon my older sibling. Was placed upon my brother because he was the one who was presenting a lot more, like much more intense or more noticeable type symptoms. And so like he was brought in and diagnosed and medicated and given like the socializing training, and because like he went to a center in the city.
Hey Abby, it's also worth pointing out, by the way, autism is heritable and genetic. Yes.
I know, but like I feel like my parents were just sort of like
both be autistic. So
I know, but like I feel like my parents were just sort of like, okay, this kid is much more intense. We can't worry about the other kid. The other kid's fine in comparison. Yeah. Okay, like she's fine, nothing's wrong. We don't need to worry about her. She's quiet.
She's quiet. Yeah.
Focus on the more intense one.
Abby,
Yeah.
you know me. I don't
Yes.
exaggerate much, right?
Yeah.
Very level-headed. Famously, I never exaggerate. I don't get mad.
Is that opposite day?
I hold in my hand right now. I'm
Yeah.
holding it directly up to the microphone. The most advanced video game console ever made.
A fart machine.
The Nintendo Switch 2.
Oh.
And I'm going to,
fart
on
machine.
podcast, I'm going to review this system for you.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you why it's good and why it's bad. I want to start with the
how
controllers. We'll get there.
Because you've already told me quite a little bit about your experience in just terms of getting and may or may not be replacing certain items already.
Previously on. Yeah. I want to start with the controllers. They're fucking sick. The buttons, they're bigger than the Switch 1 controller, which is so fucking good, because Switch 1 controllers were way too small. They can be used like a mouse, which is insane, although it fucking sucks. No, like, you can put the Joy-Con on its side and use it like a computer mouse. But it fucking sucks to hold.
The stick that you use.
No, there's a camera on the side. You put the controller on its side, and then you can move it around the desk like a mouse, and it works like a mouse.
Oh. Okay.
But it's fucking uncomfortable to hold, and I hate it. And it gave me hand cramps, so don't...
So not very ergonomic.
No. Not very ergonomic at all.
That's unfortunate.
The joystick, holy shit. This might be the best joystick I've ever used in my life. It's so smooth, it's so responsive, and it's already developed stick drift, by the way. One of them already has stick drift.
What the hell is stick drift?
That was a really big problem with the Switch 1, where it would keep reading like slight directional inputs even when it was completely still.
Oh, like if you like pushed the stick to the right and it would like read it as like a different direction?
No, you'd push the stick to the right and it would read it as a right input, and then you'd let go of the stick and it would keep reading it as a right input.
Oh, okay.
One of my Switch 2 controllers already has that problem, and it's been 2 weeks.
Oh my god.
To those wondering, did they fix the stick drift problem from the Switch 1? No, they didn't. I don't know what they've been doing for 7 fucking years, but the controller still doesn't work.
That is really shit.
I also Switch...
I was gonna ask, is the new stick, like the joystick, is it clicky? Like, is it smooth and clicky? Like you can press in it and it makes a nice click?
Yes.
How do you know that I'm ADHD or autistic? I like the clickiness of the joystick.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Smooth as butter. Fucking beautiful joystick. If it didn't have drift, 10 out of 10. The Switch 2 has a Michael on it.
What the hell is that?
It has a microphone.
What is that?
It can record audio.
Oh, a microphone.
A microphone. It's got a Michael in it.
That's cool.
It's really shitty though. It's fine, but it's like not a good microphone. You wouldn't want to use it for anything else. The Switch 2 has Discord on it, but not Discord.
One not have Discord?
No, it's like Nintendo's off-brand Discord called Game Chat, and it fucking sucks.
That's
it's
dumb.
Terrible. Yeah, no one's ever gonna use
that.
it. You can buy a camera for it.
Why?
And it's really weird. I don't know. They're like, the new Mario Party has DLC that you can get for the Switch 2 coming up next week that makes use of the camera. And it's very strange. I'm probably not going to get it for a while, but I will eventually, and I'll let you know how it goes. Yeah, it's got a Michael in it, and that's pretty sick. It still does have an audio jack, which is awesome. The kickstand is so much better. We love the Switch 2 kickstand. You know all of the micro SD cards that you've had to buy recently? Like, everything used SD cards for a while, and now we're all on micro SD.
I don't know that, but I don't even know what SD cards really are.
The fuck? What do you mean you don't know what an SD card is? Have you been asleep since 2004?
I have heard of
the
them.
cards that you put in the DS.
Oh,
the
I
memory
thought you were
card,
like microchips and stuff. The SD. Oh, like the games. The games.
No,
okay.
Like the memory card you put in the memory card slot. The thing you use on computers.
Oh, SD cards are memory cards.
Yes, the little memory cards. Well, throw all of them away because the Switch 2 can't use any of them.
They can't use SD cards?
No, they've upgraded to micro SD card Express, which is slightly faster, and it has no ability to read micro SD cards. So the 64 gigabyte micro SD that I spent $50 on last year can't fucking use it. Thanks, Nintendo, you fucking assholes.
So it creates a device that's supposed to use a thing, and then that thing doesn't work? Or the thing doesn't, or the Switch doesn't work for the thing it was made to work for?
The Switch 1 used micro SD, so I have a lot of micro SDs lying around because I needed them for other things too. But the Switch 2 can't take micro SD, it only takes micro SD Express.
That's dumb.
And as far as I'm aware, the Switch 2 is the only device on Earth that uses the micro SD Express right now. So thanks, like Nintendo, you fucking assholes.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really great. It's really great. They updated it. Now it uses something called their virtual game card system. So instead of downloading the game, you have to virtually insert a game card. And it's so much worse. And I've not heard anyone say a positive thing about it ever. Nintendo could barely explain how the system works in the reveal trailer for it. I don't think I'll be able to in this podcast. The only thing you need to know is that it fucking sucks and I hate it.
That's fucking crazy.
Che can't use YouTube on her Switch 1 anymore because of the game card system. Caleb's partner.
Oh, nice. Okay. Right. Fuck. I'm sorry. Sorry.
Caleb's partner can't use the YouTube app on Switch 1 because they bought the Switch 1 secondhand. And because they don't have access to the original account, they can't use YouTube anymore, which is really fucking great.
That's stupid.
Is the Switch 2 worth its price tag? No.
You didn't need to tell me that.
Should the Switch be like $100 cheaper? Yeah, probably. The dock has a fan in it, which is really good. But that just leads to this question. Really, every feature on the Switch 2 leads me to this question, which was, hey, why the fuck wasn't this in the Switch 1? Why didn't the Switch 1 have a microphone? Why did the Switch 1 dock not have a fan in it? It's so baffling that it took them 7 years to implement these features. Because some of these features should have been in Switch day 1, which is crazy.
That's...
Like, the fact that it took them, 4 years to implement cloud storage on the Switch 1 is crazy. Because that should have been a feature day 1. Nintendo makes it really hard to defend themselves, but then they showed off that that new Donkey Kong game, and I forgot everything I hate about this company. I'm like, oh, Donkey Kong!
Yeah, but wait, is the Switch 2 the only one that has like games that can be reverse played on the Switch 1?
No. Switch 1 can still play Switch 1 games. Switch 2 can also play Switch 1 games.
But you can't play Switch 1
can't play Switch 2
on
games.
Switch 1.
No.
What the fuck is the point then?
What do you mean, what's the point?
I don't know.
Switch 2, it's got a mouse and a Michael.
The future is
Isn't that
in the
enough
past.
for a selling point? The future is yesterday.
That was a Gravity Falls joke. I thought you would laugh at that.
I don't remember that from Gravity Falls.
The future is in the past.
Grunkle.
Onward, Sayo Shima.
Grunkle Stunkle.
Won the Funkle Bunkle.
Grunkle Stunkle wins the Funkle Bunkle. That's like such an old joke as well that I've just discovered. Oh dear God.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so that's my comprehensive review of the Switch 2. It's fine.
How would you rate it out of 10?
Like, it's better than Switch 1. So like a 7,
6?
8, like a 7.5. It's better than... Okay, can I get on my high horse here for a second?
Sure.
The real thing that we should be worried about, right? The real thing that consumers should be focusing on, and I'm seeing the shift recently, which is good. The real thing consumers should be focused on is not graphical fidelity anymore, but
and what is that?
Loading time. Graphical fidelity is how good the thing looks.
Okay.
Like the Switch runs in 1080p.
Yeah.
But some games support 4K, which I think is obscene.
Okay.
The PS5. The reason the PS5 is so expensive is because it's default 4K and has the ability to play some games in, I think, 8K. Which, unless you are, like, top level Call of Duty gameplay, like, peak Street Fighter, like, the upper echelon of skill required for those games, you do not need a 4K anything.
I'm not playing any game unless it can be shown in 16K.
That, we're going that way. Some movies are being shot in 16K right now.
Really?
Yes. Movie screens don't need anything more than 4. Video games generally, and I'm going to get yelled at by Josh for this, generally, video games don't need more than 1080p. But
there may be some exceptions, but yeah, I get that.
There's some exceptions for like top level play in certain communities where frame rate's more important.
Yeah.
But in general, like, you don't need super high graphical fidelity. Like fucking Breath of the Wild. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is one of the most visually stunning experiences I've ever seen in my fucking life, and it's running at 1080p on a Wii U. You don't need
sense.
any better than that, in my opinion. Like, it's fine.
The thing is,
especially if it's going to balloon the cost so much. Like,
I understand what you're saying because I have played Breath of the Wild. Not thoroughly.
So beautiful. It
Not
looks
thoroughly.
amazing.
And I understand. I like the colors. I like the color schemes. I like how, like, the lighting, like, you can do it at day, you can do it at night, and how the seasons can change. I like that. That's pretty cool. There are multiple reasons why I personally don't like Breath of the Wild. Is because, 1, I don't really play Zelda, and 2, is just the design style of the animation. Like, the actual art style.
Well,
I'm not a fan of.
I guess that's fair. I guess
that's because,
fair,
like, for me,
but
I would prefer stuff like Dawn Zero Horizon or, like, the new God of War 4 or Ragnarok. Like, I love that kind of stuff. Like, I like mocap. I like mocap.
Yeah. Well, the fact that they're able to do God of War 5, right? Ragnarok, the fact that they're able to do that with a PS4 and it still looks fucking realistic and beautiful.
Yeah.
But the PS5 has higher graphical fidelity. Why does it need that?
I mean, I can understand why people would want that, especially if it wants to make it more, like, clear or, like, make show that there's less, what are they called? Polygons or, like, just making it seem more seamless, especially with, like, the texture, especially for something like The Last of Us 2 or the new God of War games or, I can't remember that other game's name. But, like, for that stuff with mocap, I understand why people would want that. But for stuff like Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom and all that sort of stuff, I get why you don't need 4K.
I am less than impressed with the Switch's 4K.
Sure.
Like, I think it's a superfluous feature. Like, I don't think it needs it. What's really impressed me with it, what's really shocking me, Mario Kart 8 came out on the Wii U in 2015, and then 8 Deluxe came out on the Switch in 2019, I want to say. Mario Kart 8, pop the disc in the Wii U, load it, second you press play, it takes about 45 seconds to load from the moment you press enter on the main menu to when the game actually opens, right?
Oh, you mean like, okay,
Like when it's showing the splash screen, when it's loading from the Wii U menu into the actual game, it takes about 45 seconds, which is a lot, honestly.
That's a lot of time.
Switch
is that
1,
just because of the hardware, because of the Wii U itself, or is it because of the software?
Well, let me tell you. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on the Switch 1 takes about 25 seconds to load.
Okay, so they kind of halved it a little bit.
And here's the real shit that's got me shocked. Switch 2 takes 0.5 seconds to load Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. There is no loading screen for Switch 2. It is so fast. And that's insane. That's the real technical shit that's impressive right now. Like, we've hit a barrier on resolution and graphical fidelity where I think it's diminishing returns. Where, like, the more we invest is just, like, less and less we get out of it. Loading time is what we need.
I totally get what you're saying. And if I could... This is a safe space.
Yeah.
If I can be completely honest, obviously, yes, for things like the Wii U, for loading Mario Kart 8, if that takes 45 seconds, that's a long time to wait.
Yeah.
25
Mario Kart 8
seconds
was also a very stunning game.
It is, yes. 25 seconds is also kind of a little bit of time to wait. Here's the thing, though. I think there should be a loading screen. Because here's the thing. Listen to me.
Mm-hmm.
Not for that long. But, like, for me, if I'm playing a game, I want to play Mario, or for this example, well, I also like playing Mario Kart. I want to play Mario Kart. I have it load up. I would prefer there to be a quick loading screen. My optimal time, 5 seconds. 5-second loading screen, because maybe I want to, just, like, I don't know, fucking shift how I'm sitting, or, like, laying down, or just prepare. Like... Sometimes you need a loading screen.
I kind of get it. But
and
it's
plus
also
it's just
like,
part of like the nostalgia. Like you're waiting for it to come up. Because it sounds weird to be nostalgic for a loading screen. But it's also just because of like your mind is transitioning from like, okay, I'm on the game. I press play. It's loading. And so it just gives you a moment. Or a few seconds. Anything less than 10 seconds would be optimal. 0.5 seconds for a loading screen, or like less than a second, that would completely throw me.
And it's
I would not be prepared.
No, I get that.
Like that would throw me. Like, okay, I'm just gonna like shift how I'm sitting, or like just get ready. Oh, we're already starting. Oh shit. Like that would...
No, I get
I
that.
do understand what you're saying though.
But it's so... Well, it allows to create like seamless worlds as well. Like the thing that...
Oh, like a seamless transition, is that what you mean?
Yeah, the thing that fascinates me about Mario Kart World, like the new open world Mario Kart game, is that it's so seamless.
Okay.
Breath of the Wild had a bit of a loading thing where you could see certain enemies fade in and out of existence when you got far enough away from them. Mario Kart World like doesn't have that problem because it can load things so fast. You can really go from like one part of the map to the next, passing through multiple loading zones without even realize that anything is deloading or reloading in at all. And it's so seamless and cool. And I didn't think a Nintendo console would be able to do something like that. And it's fucking dope. And that's where the real technology is. The real technology is in seamless loading. Fuck 4K. I don't give a shit about 4K. I don't give a shit about...
With exceptions. Fuck 4K with exceptions.
Give a shit about 800 frames per second. Like one of my friends picked on me because they were like, what frame rate is your Minecraft running at? And I was like, 30? And they're like, 30 frames per second? Wow, don't you think it's a little low? And I was like, for Minecraft? No. And he showed me his screen and he was running Minecraft at 240 FPS. It's like, why the fuck do you need this?
Jesus.
And we got off track. Anyway, Switch 2. It's fine. It's pretty cool.
It's fine.
You can play Suika game on it. So that's...
Well, now I'm sold.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. I like it.
Cool.
I would not be saying this if I spent any more on it. The only reason I have it is because the price was split 4 ways. I was able to take a $200 purchase in the chin and be fine. If I was paying for the whole thing by myself, oh my god, no fucking way.
Bankrupt.
I probably won't have my own personal Switch 2 until like this time next year. I'm probably gonna be saving up till like June of 2026 before I get my own personal console.
Okay.
Price point just way too high, and you know what? Nothing's gonna be done about that. I predicted it would be like the 3DS launch. What happened to 3DS was it launched, and it underperformed because despite the fact that people wanted it, the price point was too high. So a couple months after 3DS launched, they lowered the price by $100 and started selling again.
Oh, okay.
That is not going to happen with Switch 2. They sold 300 million units in the first week, which is the best performing first week console launch in history.
Wow.
The Switch 2 outperformed the PlayStation 2 on opening week, which is fucking nuts.
Damn.
So yeah, Nintendo's going to keep being shitty, and I'm the problem. And I know that. Oh dear God. I have something else, but I don't have a transition for it.
We can just say transition.
Yeah. Everybody at home, transition. Now. Do it. Abby, transition. Become Adam.
What?
Transition.
I'm Adam now. I need an Eve. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck to say.
So you've heard of Reddit?
No. Yes, I have.
Have you heard of Quora?
No. Actually,
it's a site where you go and you ask questions and get answers.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I found a subreddit called Insane People Quora. And I looked at top posts. I looked at top posts of all time to bring you the best of Insane Quora. We're going to answer these questions today.
Okay.
You are going to take this very seriously.
Of
the second
course.
that you laugh once, it's over. We're finished.
I'm dead.
I better not be hearing a laugh. Because I will turn this car around. These are very serious questions,
shit!
And they require very serious answers. And we need... So this is Insane People Quora. Some of them I'm seeing are labeled satire. But... Oh, only one of the ones I saved is labeled satire, and one of them is labeled potential satire. Okay, so we should be good. We're going to be answering these questions. Okay. Are you ready?
I am ready.
All right, this person asks, my son thinks that he has 20 girlfriends. How can I tell him that anime girls do not exist, and that he needs to find a real girlfriend? He is 36 years old.
If you're not able to come in them, then they're not real.
What the fuck are you talking about?
20 girlfriends or 30 girlfriends.
So what would you advise this grieving parent to say to their child? This is the one that labeled satire. So it's probably not real, but also
probably not real.
Engage as if it was.
Kick him out and let him know that if his girlfriends were real, they would give him a place to stay.
So you want this parent to be incredibly petty?
Yeah, kick him out and just tell him, like, see if your girlfriends will help you out now.
Oh my god. Sucks to be you.
Get out of my house.
That's awesome.
Why are all the furniture is crusty because of you?
So try to imagine that this is your son. What would you say to your son?
Oh my god. I got a jolt of fear.
What if your son was like, Mom, Dad, I want to introduce you to my girlfriend. He pulls out his phone, and it's a picture from Kill la Kill. What would you say?
I would say that's... she's not real. I'd say she's not real. You want a girlfriend, go out into the world, but don't fool yourself and don't fool us into thinking that you're actually dating this fictional person. Go back upstairs and work on your resume, please.
You know what I thought that's like... Is it worse to do that with an anime girl or to do that with like a real life like character portrayed by an actor? Like what if he was like Mom,
saying
Dad,
like this is my girlfriend Alex Russo, and you hold up the picture of Selena Gomez as Alex Russo from Wizards of Waverly Place.
You're like, Mom, Dad, this is my girlfriend, we're engaged, and it's a picture of Rachel from Friends.
Oh my god.
What do you say?
I would say, damn, she looks like Rachel from Friends.
Show. And then he turns to the camera and he looks like Ross Geller. He's like, "They were on a break." The only thing I know about Friends. Anyway. So your final advice to this quite frankly, distraught beyond belief parent.
I would allow him to like be set in the lie at the expense of his own like psyche and happiness, because that was his choice to do so, and I will watch nearby as it destroys him.
Okay. Great.
That moment of silence.
Yeah.
You're like, damn, Jesus.
Here's the next query. My 25-year-old son just got a job in engineering and is now discussing moving out in a few months. I took $8,000 out of his bank account to stop him from moving, and now there's a court case. How do I get custody of my son back?
Is this a serious query?
There's no tag indicating satire.
I'd answer, he's 25, he's an adult, you can't force him to stay with you.
Okay, but to play devil's advocate, the question wasn't, can I keep custody of my 25-year-old son? It was, how do I keep custody of my 25-year-old son?
Somehow get either conservatorship over him or do that, what the fuck is her name? That thing, who was that girl who got, like, released from prison because she killed her mom because she was, like, drugging her? And, like...
What?
Because of her illness?
What are you talking about?
What the hell is her name?
I don't fucking know.
Do that. Drug your son and, like, give him a bunch of prescription stuff that makes him seem ill. And then be like, I'm his mother, I'm gonna take care of him. And just keep feeding him those drugs so that he has to be dependent on you and that he can't leave.
Great.
But he's 25, so you shouldn't do that. You really shouldn't do that.
I didn't expect you to get so fucking real like that.
Well, one, serious queries. Either do that or make him get him to fall in love with anime and then make him convinced that he's gonna marry Rachel from Friends. So that he has to stay to save money for their wedding.
You are proposing you catfish
catfish my son.
Your 25-year-old son.
Oh my god, a girl in my area. She's like less than a kilometer away.
She looks just like Rachel from Friends, my life.
Oh my god, he texted back. She texted back.
Love of my life. Oh my god.
But yeah, don't do that. Let him go. Let him go.
Okay, here's another one. At age 28, I am dating a woman that is 57 years old. Her son is 31 and lives with us. He is not respecting me as his stepfather. I try to educate him about life, but he does not listen. Please help. What must I do?
Oh my god. Okay, do you want my serious answer or your funny answer?
Give me serious first.
Actually, serious answer. He's 4 years older than you. Don't talk to him. Respect his boundaries, but just don't talk to him. Like, you don't quarrel with him, he won't quarrel with you. Your only connection that you have with each other is the woman, is the mom. Yeah, so like, don't fuck around, don't fuck with him, he won't fuck with you. You just stay in each other's orbit, it doesn't matter. Funny answer is catfish him with Rachel from Friends.
How would that
and
benefit?
then that will distract him enough so that you can finally take your woman up to the bedroom and fuck her. So
that's the question: is how do you get this man to respect you as his stepfather?
Well, a good old fashioned belt will do the trick, but
oh my fucking God.
He's I'm kidding. As I said, catfish him with Rachel from Friends and be like, see, that's my second wife.
How would that make him respect you?
It doesn't.
Like, damn, I can't believe that you're fucking Rachel.
Respect? Well, he's 32, so probably become like a golf champion or something.
Become like a golf champion?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh my God.
Become a golf champion.
Become
That's
Tiger
my actual
Woods.
serious answer. Other than just don't fuck around with him, just like stay out of his way and he'll stay out of yours. Become a golf champion. That's your plan B.
Oh my God.
So, yeah. That's what I would do.
Brilliant.
Third option
Brilliant.
is catfish with Rachel.
I can't read the whole thing.
Okay.
Because it's cut off. It just says more.
Okay.
I'm going to read as much as I can.
Sure.
My husband and I want to give our daughter an allowance of $1,000 a week. Is this too much? She is 13 years old. We are very wealthy, and a lot of her friends get an allowance of over $5,000 a week, and she's been very upset.
This isn't satire?
It's not labeled as such.
Okay, did you say 1,000 a week or a month?
A week.
That's... Okay. I got an allowance of $10 a week, bitch. Okay.
I get an allowance of
all.
2.
Did you actually? Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Okay.
My mom wanted to give me an allowance, and my dad is an asshole. So he was like, I would 2.
That's dumb. Anyway. $1,000, way too much. Those other girls, $5,000, also way too much.
Yeah.
You know what you do? You take her down to the farm. Take her down to the pig slaughterhouse. And be like, you see this? This is what life is. This is what real hard work is gonna do. And you know what? It doesn't pay as good as you and my your dad's and my jobs, but this is what life is about. And if you want money, you gotta fucking work for it. So you know what? Get in there and kill those pigs. Oh, that makes you upset, huh? Well, life is just really hard. I guess you'll have to accept like $20 a week then if you're really gonna be a bitch about it.
Wow.
Either that or catfish her with Rachel.
Say like, oh my God.
Instill the fear of God and hard work into her, because apparently it says they're very wealthy. So hard work makes hard manual labor makes rich people very scared.
See what you got to do. Let me elucidate you as to what you should do. From the parenting expert over here, right?
Yeah.
What you should do is use some of your wealth to buy a long hallway, and then every week put $1,000 in a little jar at the end of that hallway, and then fill it with booby traps and deadly weapons. And say if you want your allowance, you must brave the gauntlet.
You know what you should do?
What?
Get Mr. Beast in on this. And be like, hi guys, I'm Mr. Beast. I have in here is a box with a button, and in this button, it will end child starvation. And right next to it is a jar of this little bitch's allowance. And if she can wait, and if if she doesn't press this button and has to just sit here and wait for the next 30 minutes, she'll get the $1,000. However, if she presses the button that ends child starvation, she will not get the $1,000.
That's crazy.
This video is brought to you by Squarespace. like that's what they should do.
That's insane. Why not both? Why couldn't Mr. Beast make
brave the gauntlet and then just stare at a jar for 30 minutes and not end child starvation?
Yeah, you could take the money, or
you could end child hunger.
Yeah. Oh dear God.
Are you feeling lucky, you little bitch?
You little bitch. Either take your allowance now or get a date with Rachel from Friends. Not her actor.
Which is worth $1,000.
The character. We will make Jennifer Aniston stay in character. Gunpoint.
And she charges us $1,000 for this to go ahead.
$1,000 a minute. You have 1 minute.
The $1,000 worth of a lifetime experience of dating Rachel from Friends.
Before I say this, I want to say Happy Pride Month. Yeah.
Oh, God.
My friend lied to his parents about having a girlfriend. And now they want to meet her. Now he wants me to dress up as a girl and pretend to be his girlfriend. Is this a good idea?
Oh my God, they're gonna birdcage it.
What the fuck are you talking about?
That's a movie.
Is it?
It's a movie with Robin Williams. This is what happens. It's these two gay guys, and they have like an adopted son, and he brings their girlfriend. He wants to bring his girlfriend over to meet them, and they're like, "But we're scared for her to know that we're gay."
This is just.
And one of them is a drag queen, and the drag queen dresses up as a woman.
This is just more convoluted Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah, I think that's what happens in Birdcage. It's been a while since I've seen Birdcage.
Why did Robin Williams like dressing up as girls so much?
No, Robin Williams was like just the guy who was there, like just one of the gay guys. Another person was the drag queen.
So I only bring this up because I imagine this was posted 5 years ago. I like to imagine that this person is now a happily transitioned woman and they are dating their friend.
Oh my God.
And that's my idea. That's
what they should...
That's my AO3 poisoned mind idea of how this shook out.
I kind of thought what they should do is they invite the parents over and they're like, "Where's your girlfriend? Oh, we're so excited." And it's like, "Oh, she's not here right now. Also, this is like Mark or whoever, the boyfriend." And Mark's like, "Hey, how's it going? Like, I'm helping him out with his car, or, like we're watching the game or, whatever." And they're like, "Yeah, she had to like, I don't know, she's out doing shit or whatever." And they think, "Oh, we can just wait. And they're like, "Yeah, okay. Yeah, sure, we could wait." And then he gets one of like, if he has friends or like a sister who's like a friend who is a girl.
Yeah.
While they're like sitting around talking, they're having a good time, like whatever, la la la. The guy gets a call. He gets a call from his girlfriend and is like, "What happened?
She
what?
Died.
Oh my God!" And like it's a huge thing, and he hangs up. He's like, "I have to go." And like, "What's going on?" And it's like, "That was my girlfriend's friend. She says that she's like caught cheating at the bar or whatever."
That's awesome.
So a nice fake out. And they're like, "Oh God, what are you gonna do?" And I'm like, this is like 3 years or like 5 years down the drain. I can't stand for this. So like that's kind of like my semi-serious answer.
Oh my God.
The other answer is that
cheated on.
What he could do is do that whole situation over again, except when the parents come in and like, "Oh yeah, my girlfriend's just upstairs. This is my friend Mark. He's here to watch the game." And like, "Okay, I'm gonna go get my girlfriend. She's upstairs." And then he comes downstairs and it's just an anime body pillow.
With
Hatsune
Rachel
Miku.
from Friends, of course.
Rachel dressed up as Hatsune Miku.
Like very poorly photoshopped.
Yeah.
Like JPEG artifacts
like I just
in
read
the corners.
superimposed on Hatsune Miku's head.
Like the picture of Jennifer Aniston and the Miku wig are like different resolutions.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Just her head crudely cut and then just pasted on top of Hatsune Miku's head.
So to answer the question asked, is that a good idea? Should he dress up as a girl and pretend to be his girlfriend?
No.
Oh,
No.
okay.
You can do way more convoluted. You can fool them. You can fool them way better. Or just hold off the inevitable, I guess.
Next question. If my neighbor's bees routinely steal pollen from my flowers and make honey that my neighbor profits from selling, can I sue them for a portion of the profit?
Okay. This sounds like some kind of practice question at law school. As for the bar exam. This is like a philosophical type of law question.
Somebody submit this to Legal Eagle.
Where it's sort of like if I replace every board and nail on Theseus's ship, is it truly Theseus's ship? What the fuck?
The ship. The question is, can he sue the bees for profit? Why?
Because
they're stealing his fucking
what does
pollen.
he mean by the neighbor's bees? Is the neighbor a beekeeper?
I'm assuming.
What, does he just mean the bee he just sees the bee the exact same bees because he can identify them? They just keep coming over from the next yard to take pollen what a bee is supposed to do?
What if he's a ladybug and he's neighbors with the bees?
Oh my god. Well, first off, last I checked, ladybugs and bees actually get along pretty well.
Okay,
and
this
second
isn't
off,
Pixar's A Bug Life, you fucking...
Okay, shut the hell up.
That movie's not real!
Why not?
God damn it!
I need it to be. There needs to be hope that you can rise against the system. Okay. Can he sue? No. One, because bees just do what bees gonna do. And the neighbor can't control where his bees are gonna fucking go to get pollen. The bee's just gonna do what it's gonna do.
3 words.
So, there's
Tiny
no ill
shock
intent.
collars.
What?
3 words. Tiny shock collars.
Oh my god. Yeah, for the 30,000 individual bees that are inside of his bee cave or whatever.
Yeah, well, you should have thought of that before you got the bee cave.
Inside of his bee cave.
An ancient temple in his backyard full of bees.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Oh my god.
No, he cannot sue. Or he could get Rachel from Friends to come over and lure all the bees away.
We gotta stop with the
each
Rachel
and every
bit.
single one of them.
We gotta stop at the Rachel bit.
Is the joke dead yet?
I don't know. I think it was dead immediately.
Can you sue? Absolutely not. But if you want to be a Karen and a shit neighbor, then go ahead. If you have an HOA, then you don't need to do that. You can just get them to also be Karens and be like, hey, you can't beekeep.
So here's
for whatever
the
reason.
Here's the next question. My 14-year-old daughter talks about dinosaurs and ancient civilizations. How do I make her stop?
Don't.
Now,
Don't make
hold
her
on.
stop.
Hold on, devil's advocate here.
Oh my god.
How do you make her stop?
Tape her mouth shut, I guess.
Tape
I
her
don't
mouth
know
shut?
what.
Well, why is the question?
Why would you want her to stop?
Yeah, for what purpose?
It just sort of in the sense of she's talking about it in one conversation and you just want to steer the conversation away?
A young Earth creationist who doesn't believe in dinosaurs, or is this a parent who is so fucking tired about hearing about Rome that they're desperate?
I just sort of saw it as they're just it's just happening in one conversation. She's just talking about dinosaurs and Asian civilizations during this one conversation, and he just wants to steer it away. I'm assuming the parent is a he, because who wants to silence women? Men do. But also, how do you get her to stop? Well, get Jennifer Aniston, pay her $1,000 to dress up as Rachel from Friends, knock on her door. She answers it. She's 14. She probably doesn't know who Jennifer Aniston is, but she'll be like, "Who the fuck are you?" She's like, "I'm Rachel from Friends. Listen, little girl. You talk a lot about dinosaurs. and ancient civilizations a lot, which is pretty cool. But, like, your dad fucking hates you, so shut the fuck up. And then she walks away. She walks out.
Jennifer Aniston would say, you talk a lot about dinosaurs, but did you know Satan put those there to trick us?
Oh, God.
And then she'll just start quoting from the Bible.
Show her that commercial. It's an American commercial. I don't know from what state or whatever, but it's that one where it's like, when you die, are you going to heaven? And it's that one, and it turned her into an evangelical, and then she'll shut the fuck up about dinosaurs and ancient civilizations because America is when the world starts.
So very, very related next question. Does my daughter have the legal right to abuse her body, such as through masturbating, without my permission?
Excuse me?
Do you need me to read it again?
Does it say how old your daughter is?
No, it does not.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me check the Reddit comments to see.
Any age that's not really allowed. I guess your kid is allowed to explore their bodies without the scrutiny of their fucking parents. If they're an adult, that's also kind of weird because I'm assuming that if they're moved out or not, it's still their body. So shut the fuck up. What are the comments?
So does this person? I'm assuming. I think it's funnier if we assume that this person is like 25. So does her daughter have the legal right to abuse her body, such as through masturbating, without my permission?
Yes.
Wow. To think America used to be a country.
Listen, this is the land of the brave, the land of the audio-erotic fixations.
This question is so fucking insane.
Audio-erotic asphyxiation.
Oh my god. Audio-erotic asphyxiation is what is the name of this podcast now.
Oh god.
I feel like
that's why we're not okay.
We really can't brush by this question without really putting a pinpoint that this is fucking mentally ill.
This person, this adult is ill.
Like, that's a whole
Leave
other
her
level
alone.
of, I'm assuming, like, religiosity. Or this could be just a crazy secular person. Who knows?
Oh, this person is definitely religious.
Like a young earth, like... That's insane. Based on this question, how many crucifixes do you think that this person has in their home?
Probably at least 3.
At least 3. I'm assuming the hyper-realistic kind, where they've, like, painted blood on them and everything.
Yeah.
I've seen those. They're fucking terrifying.
That's really, yeah. This whole question is distrusting. Because no matter the age, it's her body and not your choice, so leave her the fuck alone. I guess if you want her to stop, try to act like a quote-unquote cool mom and be like, it's okay, I accept you. I masturbate too all the time. You can even listen. And then, like, you're like, I'm a cool mom. And then,
I'm
like,
gonna cut you off right now,
parents...
Actually, this is a vile conversation that we started.
And so, if the parents try to make something cool, it's no longer cool to the kids.
Okay, so you're saying that Jesus freaks should
masturbate.
I don't even want to finish these sentences. This is vile. I'm gonna move on.
If you're a Jesus freak, go ahead.
So this one also might be a joke.
I give you permission.
This one might be a joke, but I want I want to read it anyway.
Read it.
Can I sue? My neighbor has a pool, and I climbed over his fence and hurt myself. He said I was trespassed, but his pool is an attractive nuisance, so it's his fault. Who do I talk to?
Attractive nuisance.
So there is a law in a lot of states and in Canada, I think it's called something else in Canada though, called the attractive nuisance law, where it's if you have like a pool in your backyard, you have to have a fence around it. Otherwise, if like you don't have a fence around your pool and a neighborhood kid wanders into it and dies, then you're legally responsible for that. But if you have a fence around it, then it's not you're not legally held responsible for I'm assuming the person asking this is like 20-something.
Yeah.
And they climbed over their neighbor's pool and hurt themselves.
They climbed over the fence and hurt themselves?
Yeah. Whether they hurt themselves in the
wrong,
pool
though.
or
They're
in the
fucking
fence.
trespassing!
Yeah, but who do they talk to?
Wait, what did it say? What time? Like, was it during the day or during the night?
It doesn't say.
Can you see? You can try. Probably won't go well for you.
Talk to a lawyer about it?
Yeah, best case, talk to a lawyer. Probably not really a case there since you were fucking trespassing and climbed over a fence. So, I mean...
Yeah. But, like, the fence was so cool, it's almost like they wanted him to climb over it.
They bedazzled their fence, so he had to climb it. They bedazzled their fence, so he had to check it out.
They put up a sign that said, "Climb me if you dare."
They put up a sign that had, like, rockets shoot out of it, and it said, "Please respect our privacy."
Yeah. So, like, yeah. So, what if you were a lawyer and this guy came to you and said, "I climbed my neighbor's fence and hurt myself"?
I would milk them for all the money they would give. I would say, of course we have a case here. He's going down. And then I'm like, that'll be like $3,000 a day. And then I would take them to court and I would milk that idiot for all the money he has. So that's what I would do.
That's awesome. I think they have a case and you're just being so close-minded.
No, I'm not being... No. They have a case. It's just not going to go well. It's just going to be... It's a stupid case.
It's a very dumb case.
But, idiot's going to idiot. So... I
really love the wording
trademark.
of that question.
Put that on a shirt. Idiot's gonna idiot. Oh god. What's the next fucking thing?
Oh my god, this is a long one.
Okay. Let's hear it.
I'm trying to read it real fast. This one might be cut, honestly, just because it's so long, but this is the last one that I have.
Sure, let's hear it.
My son's behavior is getting out of control, and it has me at my wit's end. What should I do? This one is labeled as potentially satire, although I'm more willing to believe that it's true.
Okay, what is it?
My son is 16 years old. He likes playing video games and listens to weird, quote-unquote, rock music. And one day, I even caught him looking at a Playboy magazine. It's tough because we are a conservative Christian family. I tried to educate my son in our ways. We've limited his video game playing to an hour a day. He's not allowed to play any games above an E rating, and failure to comply with these rules will result in Xbox being taken away for a month. As well as the privileges of seeing his friends. Violent movies are also a no-no in our house. All our movies are family-friendly, and we can watch them all together. TV shows work the same way, and we use a V-chip in our house to prevent our kids from watching shows with vulgar content. We also do not allow our kids to have smartphones, but we let them have basic jitterbug flip phones so they can call and text us, and we do not allow them to call or message anyone outside of the family. Once a week, we require our children to give us their cell phones so we can check them and make sure they aren't doing anything inappropriate. My son is to be home by 7:30 every day, and he's not allowed to move out and date until he's 25. Every night we order our kids into a room and we all kneel down in the bed in a row and pray. I am a firm believer in God, and I thank him for helping my family maintain a good life, and may he deserve the utmost respect. What else can I do to my son to teach him the way of the light and put him on the right path?
Wait, hold on. So
Yeah.
What is it? That was long, actually. What is it he said he was doing? He's listening to not Christian music?
I believe that's one of the things. It doesn't really say what the kid is doing that's so bad, but it is saying a lot. There's a lot here. Okay,
so it kind of sounds like he just wants more authority over his kid. What was his question?
What should I do? What else can I do for my son to teach him the way of light and put him on the right path?
kind of seems like you're kind of doing all that you fucking can in that case, because it seems like the moment he gets out of that house, he's going to become fucking secular or atheist or whatever.
So my question for you is, do you think that this is real?
I wouldn't be surprised if this was a real situation.
I feel like I know people who have been through similar situations, is the thing.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate part, because abuse isn't just happening in one place, right? In the world, it happens everywhere. So, do I think this is real? Maybe. It might be real. I honestly cannot tell.
I feel like it's real.
It could be. It could be.
It really could go either way for me, honestly.
It could go either way.
It's like, I've met people who are in similar-ish situations.
Yeah, it's, yeah.
Anyway, that one was less funny than I thought.
I mean, like, I can't even think of anything, like, funny to say to that.
Yeah, let me go to the subreddit and look at top now, and let's see. Nope, community doesn't have any posts. Oh, the subreddit might be dead.
Oh no,
yeah, there's
the
only
subreddit's
one post.
Dead.
There's only one post in the last day. Let's go top of this year.
Cause like I could tell him like, why don't you make him a pie? And just say like, hey son, this pie was from God. God loves you.
Here's one.
Like,
here's one. Here's one final one. That's very fitting. We're bringing the narrative full circle here.
yeah.
We're going back to what we talked about earlier in the episode.
Sure. Grunkle Stunkle wins the Funkle Bunkle.
Yeah, that's the question. What would you do if Grunkle Stunkle won the Funkle Bunkle? You're so right. Wow. The question is, my son hangs out with an autistic kid sometimes, and I don't want him to start taking after him and becoming autistic. How can I nip this problem in the bud?
Get Rachel from Friends there to tell him to stop being autistic.
How do I stop autism?
How do I stop the tism?
Yeah. So, like, how would you answer that? How would you stop this autism from being contagious?
Get him to smoke a bunch of cigarettes. That'll calm him down.
Get him to smoke.
Why don't you smoke a whole carton of cigarettes? Oh, God.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. One final question. I swear to God, one final question.
Okay, let's hear it.
This is Happy Pride Month, by the way. I am a straight German boy who loves cute girls such as Goths, Dutch, and Koreans. How come Scottish males with their tartan pleated skirts look so attractive and pretty? How can I date them? Do they like manly German boys? I am a muscular blonde boy. So how would you...
Oh my God.
How would you answer that question?
That is really funny. Say yes, and I am also what did he say he was into?
He's into Goths, Dutch, and Korean girls. But he wants to kiss Scottish boys.
Scottish boys?
Scottish... Yeah.
I'll, like, write back and I'll say, like, hello, I am a Scottish boy. I am Rachel from Friends. Something stupid like that. Probably, like, move to Scotland, probably. That's what you could do. You can move to Scotland.
Hey, if the question is how to kiss Scottish boys, hey, tell me when you figure it out, man. I would like to know that information too. You know what I'm saying?
That would be an interesting bit of information to know as well. How to kiss Scottish boys? You just kiss them. I don't know what the problem is.
You didn't even figure out how to get a Scottish boyfriend. Fucking.
You gotta wear a kilt, do a little jig. And then
I'm sure they won't find that offensive at all. Yeah.
That'll seduce them.
I'm sure that they'll love that.
Yeah. Do a little jig, seduce them, and just be like, I am German boy, please kiss me.
So that was the people. That was the people of Quora.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Do you have faith in humanity yet? Or is it
Yet?
Yeah, did that restore your faith, or are you,
I'm still quite down there, to be honest. I'm still quite in the depths. Although it is nice to know that blonde, muscular German boys want to kiss Scottish boys. That was pretty cool.
Oh my god. So what are you thinking now?
I'm thinking.
Can you tell that I've reached the end of my pre-prepared material?
Oh my gosh. I think I'm ready to die. And my, look at the time just before we're ready to set off, and
oh my god, it's been
like an hour.
Oh, there's one more thing I wanted to talk about very briefly. We have reached episode what episode is this? Episode 25 of this show.
This is?
Yeah. So we have officially reached the point where we have enough content to where YouTube is recommending what our next video is using the power of AI.
Wait, so YouTube is predicting what we're going to upload?
YouTube has a section now called the Inspiration tab, which it'll just look at the titles and tags of previous videos, see how they performed, and then we'll recommend what our next video should be.
Okay, what are our recommendations?
I just wanted to very briefly look at some of the... I fucked around with it for a little bit just to get some recommendations for the podcast, but I didn't really look into it too much because
sure.
I don't genuinely want to be using AI to generate this shit.
Yeah.
Even for a joke, I think using AI like this is kind of dumb.
Yeah.
So we're just going to look at a couple of the titles that I have saved here.
Sure.
For some reason, a lot of it is recommending that we talk about AI. We've only talked about AI once on the whole show.
Well,
and it was
it'll
like
be twice
4.
now since we're talking about it now.
Yeah, I guess, but we've only ever talked about AI once before. So I don't know why it thinks we talk about the metaverse so much, but it thinks we should make a video titled "The Metaverse's New Meme Lord. Is it AI?"
No, but those AI images of Trump in a chicken suit are pretty funny.
Another video it wants us to make is why we're obsessed with That 90s Show.
Don't think we've ever talked about that.
It wants us to do a whole podcast about the follow-up to That 70s Show that was canceled, called That 90s Show.
Actually?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Why?
How can we talk about it when it was canceled?
It wants us to make a video titled "The Future of Food: Will We Eat Bugs?" I just thought that was a funny title. Because it feels really bad.
We're gonna eat those bees that are coming from my neighbor's yard.
It wants us to make a video called "The Future of This Is Why We're Not Okay."
That sounds like a video where it's gonna start off and it's gonna be like, I never thought in a million years I would be making this video. She was my friend.
It did figure
and I trusted her.
Which one of us is saying this? Who do you think's gonna fuck up first?
She outed me as autistic. I can't take it.
Oh my god.
That was supposed to be my line.
It figured out the naming convention. The AI was smart enough to realize that I do 3 things separated by commas for the titles. But for some reason, it really 3 of the recommendations that I have saved have the episode number in the title, which I haven't done for a while. But they're all number 5. It really wants us to make episode 5 for some reason, even though we already have.
Did you label that episode as 5?
Like
our actual episode?
Well, there is an episode titled "This Is Why We're Not Okay" number 5.
Okay, well then AI is
But,
just
like,
being stupid.
It wants us to talk. This is why we're not okay. Number 5: live, laugh, love, cancel culture, and the Great Resignation.
What the hell? Although I wouldn't mind talking about the Great Resignation, but that's
I don't know
still
why the fucking things we've ever talked about. Live, laugh, love.
Here's the thing. The Great Resignation is an interesting topic of conversation. That is, what was the other thing?
Cancel culture.
Cancel culture. As if we
Oh
don't,
my God.
as if we aren't the living proof of cancel culture here, folks.
It's
Take that
awesome.
out of
It's
you how
awesome,
you will.
So looking at the outline for This Is Why We're Not Okay, number 5, live, laugh, love, cancel culture, and the Great Resignation, it thinks we should talk about the rise of, quote, authenticity.
The rise or the fall?
The rise.
What the fuck?
The next
How
section
ironic.
should be the cancel culture backlash, which is where we talk about how cancel culture is real and happening. Thanks, AI.
That sounds like
Yep.
it's might be red-pilled a
And
little
then
bit.
we should talk about the Great Resignation, a search for meaning, which I feel like that's not a really apt subtitle.
That's-
whatever.
Huh.
And then the next subject is titled "Finding Meaning in a Post-Pandemic World."
Oh god. Aren't we all? Like, what the fuck?
And then the last section should be called "A New Path Forward." And we should talk about how people should return to work. Which is totally the position of this show, is that we think people should return to work.
Yeah, get off your lazy butts, guys. Come on. What are we doing here, guys?
What the fuck
Come on,
is
guys, you can do it. Get off the bed. Get out of bed.
this? This AI is really dumb.
Yeah, but it's also kind of funny.
It says how we should start our show is with the line, feeling burnt out and disillusioned with the live, laugh, love ideal. We're not alone. This episode dissects and the disconnect between our aspirations and reality.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. It does not know what we do.
That is really funny.
One of the optional titles.
I'm already...
One of the optional titles. One of the titles that said we should call it is Live, Laugh, Love Toxic Cancel Culture?
I mean,
Period.
is it?
And then The Great Resignation. That's such a fucking bad title.
That's really bad.
Is Live, Laugh, Love Toxic Cancel Culture? Question mark. The Great Resignation. Period. So fucking smart. Oh my god.
Lovely.
This bubble is going to burst so hard.
I'm already feeling burnt out and disillusioned.
That's what I wanted to tell you about.
What?
We might be seeing the end of the AI bubble sooner than expected.
Like AI generally?
Yeah.
Or what makes you say this?
Listen to this. OpenAI
Yeah.
is being sued by the Walt Disney Company over copyright infringement.
That's cool.
And if Disney wins that case, OpenAI will basically not be allowed to use no AI company will be allowed to use copyrighted material as its training data. Which, I don't know if you know this, that's all AI is. So they will have to scrap all of their models and start from scratch. This will basically kill the industry if Disney wins this suit. This is the only time in history that I've been rooting for Disney to win a copyright claim.
I have never, in my entire time of knowing Disney, never have I ever vouched for them in legal disputes. However, I'm in their corner on this case. They need to win. Disney, you've been making shit movies for the last 6 years. But guess what? You have a chance to win back the people now.
The AI recommended we make a video
John
titled...
Disney, I know you're listening.
John Disney. It recommended that we make a video called "This Is Why We're Not Okay," episode 5. Again, the new rules of the internet, the future of work, and what's happening with Elon Musk.
He's on ketamine, allegedly.
And it's saying that we should talk about how Elon Musk is a controversial visionary who will save the world.
Yeah.
And how we should talk about how AI is overall a good thing for humanity.
I beg to differ. I actually like human artists, actually.
Yeah.
So, sorry. Sorry to that man.
It's so dumb. I just wanted to talk very briefly.
Yeah.
About the fact that we have... It wanted us to make like 4 videos talking about the positives of the metaverse.
Why?
I don't know. It's really weird. It's like, yeah, it's almost like the AI wants us to think that it's good.
Yeah. I wonder the fuck why. Okay.
Yeah. That's the end. That's all that I have. That's all that I have.
That's all she wrote.
Yeah, I mean, that's it, really. I had, one more piece of news that I thought was kind of upsetting. The creator, from the producer of Netflix's Castlevania, the brilliant show, that was amazing, and the Castlevania sequel series, which is a show that you can watch, and
Nocturne,
the Devil May Cry anime, the one that got blasted for having racist depictions of Middle Easterners, has announced what his next Netflix-produced anime project will be.
Okay.
He will be reviving Duke Nukem.
Okay.
That's what the world needs right now, is Duke fucking Nukem. Thanks.
Go for it, dude.
Very not poorly aged at all. Definitely has a place in this world. Should continue to exist, Duke Nukem. We love him, folks.
Yeah. Forget Duke Nukem. We need Dick Kickem.
Dick Kickem. I'm here to chew ass and kick gum, and I'm all out of gum.
That's who we need. That's the hero this world deserves.
Oh my god. Yeah, so it's...
So that's it.
That's it?
Aubrey, do our famous outro.
No, that's my line. Fuck you. Abby, do our outro or I'll fucking gut you like a fish.
Goodbye.
That's it?
Yep.
No pomp, no
Bye,
circumstance?
Rachel. Bye, Rachel. I'll call you later.